What a day in school. But I've come out to a number of messages about this. Now, I have to say there is a slight irony that a travel company whose business model relies on peak demand pricing is encouraging parents to email head teachers about making holidays cheaper. Like, head teachers don't have enough on their plate at the minute. So this is from On the Beach, and they're pushing this idea of an INSET week, grouping all 5 INSET days together so families can travel cheaper without getting the fines or breaking attendance rules. And look, I'm not completely against it in principle. Most teachers don't agree with these fines. We understand the pressure. We feel the same holiday prices. Teachers, remember, can only travel in peak windows too. We know how steep it is. So we get it. The empathy is there. But here's the bit that needs a little bit more scrutiny, where this might not be such an easy win as I think they think it is. INSET days aren't spare holidays, right? They're not free-for-alls. They are statutory training days. Teachers are expected to be in school 195 days a year. Pupils attend 190. Those 5 extra days cover safeguarding updates, keeping children safe in education changes, prevent training, send briefings, first aid renewals, curriculum development, moderation, behaviour policy, Ofsted updates. So here's a question for parents. Surely you want your child's school to be safe, don't you? You want teachers trained in the latest safeguarding guidance, up to date with online risks, confident in supporting students with additional needs, consistent with behaviour. That training has to happen somewhere, because we all know teachers work well over 55 hours a week. Now, if you didn't know that, just speak to a teacher. They'll happily tell you that we don't just work from 9 till 3. The planning, the marking, the meetings, interventions, parents, to name but a few tasks. The work never stops when the bell goes. So if all 5 INSET days are used in one block in, say, November, what happens when safeguarding guidance changes in February, or Ofsted shifts the goalposts again in April, which they have a tendency to do all the time, or there's a serious local incident that requires urgent whole staff training? You can't just say, oh, we'll leave that till next November. Schools are legally required to respond. If those 5 days are gone, what's the alternative? You can't then load even more training into already stretched weeks. Safeguarding doesn't wait. And if the only way to make this work nationally is to stagger INSET weeks, then someone has to decide which school gets a week in June when the weather's beautiful and who gets January when it's absolutely bleak. Like, who decides that? Who coordinates it across MATs and trusts nationwide? And what happens if you've got siblings in different schools? Instead of solving the childcare pressure, you could create 2 separate weeks that parents have to juggle. Then you can look at the economics of it all. Let's be honest, if every school started doing this, do you genuinely believe the prices would stay cheaper off-peak? Or do you think these companies will just say, well, there is no off-peak now, everything's peak, and just increase the prices? The travel industry runs on supply and demand. When demand rises, prices follow. So millions of families having a targeted window is going to shift pricing, isn't it? The real issue here isn't 5 training days, 5 INSET days. It's peak pricing structures. It's the cost of living pressure. It's an attendance system with little to no flexibility. School holidays have existed for decades. Do you know what's new? I'll tell you what's new. The recent explosion in holiday prices. That's the thing that's changed. Schools aren't the villains here, parents aren't the villains, but suggesting head teachers hold the key oversimplify something far more complex. And that's what's missing from this. This is what I'm struggling to get my sort of head around. I think the best and simplest solution to this is to make holidays more affordable for families. Simple.